into the darkness. As soon as the bell rang for recess, Sam went looking for Mr. Nicobe. He spotted him outside the janitor's closet. Sam watched Mr. Nicobe open the closet door. Mr. Nicobe looked both ways down the hall, like he was afraid he was being watched. Then very slowly, the old man reached into the dark closet. He grabbed hold of a dim swinging light bulb. Mr. Nicobe tugged twice on the light bulb. Brum! There was a low rumbling noise as the rear wall of the closet began to move. A secret door? Sam thought. Mr. Nicobe stepped through. Sam swallowed. Sweat was pouring off his brow. He needed to know the truth about Erie Elementary. This was his chance. Sam darted across the hall. He closed the closet door behind him. Then he leapt through the secret doorway. Sam found himself in a large room with punching bags, pieces of old lockers, and school chairs with 3 legs. The room was dark. It smelled wet. Sam Graves, Mr. Nicobe said, I've been waiting for you. Sam cut him off. What happened last night? And how is everything back to normal today? I know I didn't imagine all that stuff, Mr. Nicobe said. You imagine nothing. Place your hand against the wall, Sam, and focus. Sam frowned. You're nuts. Do you want to know the truth or not? Mr. Nicobe said. Sam sighed, then placed his palm against the cool brick wall. The room grew quiet. Then he heard it, the soft sound of air blowing, and he felt it. The wall was gently swaying. It was the school. The school was breathing. Sam backed away from the wall. What's happening? He stuttered. Mr. Nicobe walked toward Sam. As his face passed through the shadows, he looked almost inhuman. Erie Elementary is alive, Mr. Nicobe said. Sam shook his head. That can't be. That's impossible. Mr. Nicobe continued. This school is a living, breathing thing. It is a beast, a monster, and there is only one person who can keep its students safe. Who? Sam asked softly. Mr. Nicobe stooped down until he was face to face with Sam. You, Sam Graves, the hall monitor. Hero. In a strange hidden room, this man was telling Sam that the school was alive and that he was supposed to keep everyone safe. He couldn't believe it. I, too, was a hall monitor, said Mr. Nicobe. Erie Elementary's first hall monitor. And since then, I have been here to fight the school and protect the students. But now, I am old and weak, and the school knows it. The school knows that now is the time to strike. It is planning something big. Sam collapsed in the chair. There were goosebumps all over his body. But how can the school be alive? I don't understand. The source of the school's power is a mystery, Mr. Nicobe said. But I know this. It is evil. It feeds on students, and it has not fed in a long time. It is hungry. Sam's heart was pounding. Mr. Nicobe continued, as hall monitor, you have the ability to sense the school, to see and feel and hear what others cannot. But you must be careful because the school can sense you too. It has attacked you twice already. It knows you are its enemy. Sam gulped. Mr. Nicobe said softly, you must be our hero now, Sam Graves. Do I have it in me? Sam wondered. Sam thought about the quicksand and the tree and the lockers. What if that happened to Lucy or Antonio? The school could have eaten them. And if the school is planning something big, then my friends are in danger. Sam turned to Mr. Nicobe and said, okay, I'll do what I must. Mr. Nicobe smiled. Good. So now what? Asked Sam. Now you begin your training, said Mr. Nicobe. He yanked on a filthy white sheet, uncovering what looked to be a large metal monster. Then he walked back out through the secret door, leaving Sam all alone. Or so he thought.